just seeing about 2 inches of snow. Probabilities are now high across the high plains and northern Rockies of 2 inches or more from this storm. Many areas could see happen.
To look at me now, you don't see psoriasis. You see clear skin.
You see me.
But if you saw me before Cosentyx,
I was covered. It was awful.
but I didn't give up. I kept fighting. 3 years and counting. Clear skin can last.
See if Cosentyx could make a difference for you. Cosentyx is proven to help people with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis find clear skin that can last. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting Cosentyx, you should be checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, or if you've received a vaccine or plan to. If you have inflammatory bowel disease, tell your doctor if symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions may occur.
See me now. I'm still clear.
How sexy are these elbows?
Get clear skin that can last. Ask your dermatologist about Cosentyx.
When new Starbucks creamer meets your morning coffee, your favorite Starbucks flavors come to life. Smooth, bold, creamy, inspired by the Starbucks caramel macchiato you love. Mornings just got better. This changes everything. New Starbucks creamer, now at home.
Do you use catheters? Are you using the catheter that's really best for you?
Oh, yeah.
For years, I'd been using one kind of catheter, and I never knew that there were other really great catheters available until Liberator sent me samples to try. If I had not tried the samples from Liberator, I might never have found the perfect catheter for me. Liberator Medical sent me a catheter that was easier for me to use right out of the package. Now that I've found the best catheter for me, it's made my life much easier. My catheters were completely paid for, not a dime out of my pocket.
There are so many innovative catheters. Get the best catheter for you. Call Liberator Medical. Get your free catheter sample pack.
Call 1-800-745-1930. That's 1-800-745-1930.
My name is Dex. I'm a PI.
Critics rave Stumptown is one of the fall's best new shows. It's a fun and entertaining action romp.
Cool.
New Stumptown, Wednesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Powerful. Influential. Unstoppable. The right tech can help you move the world and create your own lane. The Nissan Altima. You not only move the world, you can make moves for your future. Presenting the Nissan Altima. Impossibly smart.
Attention! Do you have Medicare? Could you use more benefits, lower out-of-pocket costs, or support paying premiums? The Go Medicare Benefits Help Center is now open to help. Call the Help Center at 800-299-9359 to see if you qualify for the following benefits at no additional cost to you. Dental, including fillings, exams, dentures. Vision, including exams, frames, lenses, and even contacts. Hearing, including hearing aids, batteries, and $0 premium prescription drug plans. You may even qualify to have $135 added back to your Social Security check each month. Call the Go Medicare Benefits Help Center now at 800-299-9359 to see if you qualify. Both a call and benefits review are 100% free with absolutely no obligation to enroll. To see if you qualify to add dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug benefits to your Medicare plan at no additional cost, call 800-299-9359, 800-299-9359.
Pushing your forecast even further with Emmy award-winning reporting.
This is the lowest level that you should be in.
You're watching America's most trusted TV news network.
This is Weather Center Live. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren here at the Weather Channel in the lab with a look at some of the big stories that we're following and we're going to be watching for days to come here. First is this big front with a lot of implications for this, whether it's storms or much cooler air. This is going to be a cursed or welcome into your town, perhaps. Fall front, the location tomorrow, moving through the I-10 corridor. In fact, even parts of Texas can see a significant cool down. And then still, it's October, early October, and watching the tropics. And National Hurricane Center giving this area of disturbed weather a 30% chance of development. And if it does develop, this is where over the next 5 days it is most likely to do so. Beyond that, still some question marks about what exactly it will be, how long it will last. We're going to get into that in a moment. And one of the things that we're concerned about is the potential for some gusty winds along the coast, and winds over the water usually means waves for somebody. Exactly who gets it and how bad it's going to be remains to be seen. And depending on where this low is will depend on whether or not some coastal nations get hit with some showery and possibly at times stormy weather. Mark?
Meanwhile, we're watching quite the cold front that's going to be coming across the country. This is going to be one of those noticeable fronts for almost everyone across the nation. Major changes in the coming days. We're talking specifically now in Denver, Kansas City, Houston. Houston could be included in that, and Chicago. Those are the 4 cities that you see on your screen. They're all fairly pleasant today, but not necessarily staying that way. Look at this. Houston's still in the upper 80s. That's after a front came through, and it's already a little bit drier than it was, say, a week ago. But the next front, that's the one.
That's the one that's going to mean business,
That's
Mark.
the one. So let's start off in Denver, because Denver, basically, within the next couple of days, you're going to need every single article of clothing you've ever owned.
If you plan on going outside.
If you're going outside.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. Because you're going to be close to 80 degrees. It's nice 61 right now. You get
Yeah,
nice
but at 61, you
color.
maybe need the light jacket.
This is
right?
Do you hate it when we say dress in layers? Right? Because that's what you deal with right now.
Yeah.
The fluctuating temperatures. More than layers, though. We're talking big coats, Mark, eventually.
All the layers, right? It's from you'll just be piling them on in this case, because you could be in shorts on Wednesday, close to 80 degrees. By Thursday into Friday, we're talking near record low temperatures, snow showers. I mean, that's crazy.
And Denver's the place
known
where
for that.
But you also can't plan your day by looking outside, because what you get in the morning, and look at the difference here, 78 on Wednesday. This is Thursday morning's low.
Yeah.
Of 25 degrees.
Well, that front passes sometime Wednesday, and so you could be, walking into the office in shorts, and if you didn't bring that coat with you, it's going to be, 40 and blustery by 5 or 6 o'clock, and then continues to just drop like a rock overnight, and then the snow showers arrive. That temperature doesn't move. 25, 27, and then continues to fall even further.
And then once the snow stops, you get 12 Friday morning.
Yeah. That is quite the switch. That's a noticeable front. That's a real fall front.
It's a real fall. It's like the Big Daddy fall front.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
There's no joking around with that one. Kansas City, that front's coming towards you too. How about, 20 degrees or so drop in temperatures for the Kansas City area? It's fine right now, 65 degrees, kind of a hazy sunshine. It still feels like spring, if not summer out there with that haze. But how about the freezing line? How's that sound?
Yeah, right at 32 degrees by Saturday morning. Big changes.
And that's all with that front, right? You got thunderstorms that arrive along the front, maybe some severe weather with that on Thursday. We'll talk more about that coming up. But yeah, there could be some rotation in some of the storms. And then behind the front, temperatures drop like a rock. Say hello to the 30s.
And then the slow rebound back into the upper 50s, but it's gonna feel a lot different.
Yeah.
Even if you're just to go from the 74 to 57, that's huge. But when you start the mornings now around freezing, big change.
Does it feel to anyone else that we're just skipping fall? It was summer forever and then winter.
Right, just like that.
Fall's such a crazy season that way. Houston, you might be the big winner out of all this, because you are so hot and so humid so late in the season that a fall front here just makes it nice. You can lose 20 degrees to the temperature in Houston, and it's, still 73?
It just takes the edge off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
So this is the kind of weather that I think you wait around all year for in Houston. From 91 Thursday to low temperature Saturday morning in the low 50s, but you'll climb from there. I think this weekend, if you had to pick a spot, it might be Houston for the place to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough to argue with. 70s and even the lows, probably 53 is probably going to feel chilly to you
Maybe.
in Houston.
Yeah.
But still, it's pleasant. 77 on Sunday, not bad, Mark, not bad.
The humidity drops out. I mean, when was the last time we were talking about that kind of feel in the Houston area with almost, no humidity, if you will, or a much drier feel?
It's been a while.
Long time.
Maybe it was last fall.
Yeah, it may have been.
All right, right now, here's Chicago. Gorgeous, sunshine, 67. Still green in the trees. Maybe a little bit of yellow showing up. Not much.
Oh, a tad there, a little bit. Millennial Park.
Nice, though. Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
It's going to start to feel more like Chicago as that front comes through.
Oh, boy.
Here comes the wind, the rain, the wind-swept rain at that.
Nothing
coming
like
off that
30s
water.
and rainy.
I mean, if you're used to the jog along the lakeshore at 73 Thursday, Saturday morning's walk is going to hurt a lot.
It's not going to stop anybody.
No, they're out there in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
But still, big change. Mid to upper 40s Saturday and Sunday in Chicago instead of low to mid 70s like you've been seeing. We'll be right back.
Ameriprise wants to know what's important to you.
Saving for Ava's college.
Being able to retire on our terms.
Taking care of Dad.
Why Ameriprise Financial?
My advisor cares about my personal goals.
He gives us comprehensive advice.
I feel prepared for what's expected in life and even what's not.
She helps us feel confident.
We know our financial future is secure.
With the right financial advice, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
This week only, large two-topping pizzas at Domino's are only $5.99 each when you carry out. That's why we had to bring in the big guns.
Dennis Strand, Domino's 4-time world's fastest pizza maker.
Carry out any large two-topping pizza for $5.99 this week only.
This is a Morgan & Morgan consumer alert.
If you've ever used a weed killer, you have to hear this message. I'm attorney Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Recently, one of our lawyers was part of a team that helped secure a jury verdict for a couple who contracted cancer after using Roundup. If you're a farmer, casual gardener, or anyone else who has used weed killers, you may not know that studies suggest that glyphosate, the main ingredient in Roundup, may increase the risk of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Monsanto allegedly was aware of the risk posed by Roundup, but failed to disclose them to the public. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and you have used Roundup, you could be owed money for damages. Contact us today for a free case review. You pay nothing unless we recover money for you. Call the number on your screen now. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 833-974-1302.
If you have postmenopausal osteoporosis and a high risk for fracture, now might not be the best time to ask yourself, are my bones strong? Life's full of make or break moments. That's why it's so important to help reduce your risk of fracture with Prolia. Only Prolia is proven to help strengthen and protect bones from fracture with one shot every 6 months.
Do not take Prolia if you have low blood calcium, are pregnant, are allergic to it, or take Xgeva. Serious allergic reactions like low blood pressure, trouble breathing, throat tightness, face, lip, or tongue swelling, rash, itching, or hives have happened. Tell your doctor about dental problems, as severe jawbone problems may happen, or new or unusual pain in your hip, groin, or thigh, as unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred. Speak to your doctor before stopping Prolia, as spine and other bone fractures have occurred. Prolia can cause serious side effects like low blood calcium, serious infections, which could need hospitalization, skin problems, and severe bone, joint, or muscle pain.
Are you ready? Ask your doctor how Prolia can help strengthen your bones.
If you've tried college but never finished, SNHU lets you transfer up to 90 credits toward your bachelor's degree.
It doesn't matter how old you are, you can do it. You can finish.
Finish your degree at snhu.edu.
Hello?
Hello there. Almond Joy is tropicaling.
When you need a taste of vacation, pick up.
The good news, our protection lasts all day. The bad news, your patience might not. New Depend FitFlex underwear offers your best comfort and protection guaranteed. Because perfect or not, life's better when you're in it. Be there with Depend.
That's a lot of lightning here in northwest Arkansas, in Bentonville, Arkansas. Lightning across the sky. This was Saturday night. This was in the middle of a thunderstorm warning here in Bentonville. Some areas in the region picking up to 9 inches of rain, if you believe that, and that, of course, leading to some localized flash flooding. So right now, we are going to be watching for more storms. At the moment, not seeing a ton of the heaviest of rainfall, but as the day goes on and the atmosphere gets further destabilized, there's a lot of moisture for this cold front to play with, and as it moves through during the day tomorrow, expect to see more storms and drier air eventually move in. The lower the number here, the drier the air. When we talk about the dew point forecast here, and by midweek, some of that cold Canadian air will be moving in. So not only is it going to be cooler, it is going to be cold. We can say that with all certainty, where temperatures are either close to or below the freezing mark in the coming days. Also, late in the week, the potential for snow as well. So that's something that we're watching here late in the week. But the fall front, the first fall front we're watching right now, is going to bring some big changes, and that includes portions of the East Coast. Let's go to Storm Specialist Mark Elliott with a closer look at that side of the story, Mark.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting setup. We've got both a front that we're following coming to the East Coast and an area of disturbed weather that is off the East Coast, and these two tangle with each other. And you can see both of those right now. Here's our front. Look at all that dry air that is plunging its way towards the south and east. That is one of the fronts that we're following this week. There's going to be another one that's entering the picture later in the week. The other feature that we're watching is this. Look at this swirl of moisture off the coast of the southeast, well off the coast of the southeast. But these two will kind of come together as we work our way through the next several days. This front comes off the coast and gets all the way to where this area of spin is and should help to give you some development of a stronger area of low pressure. Now, most of that development is going to be your traditional type of low pressure area that forms along a frontal boundary, but you can't rule out that there could be some tropical characteristics. There's some, tropical DNA to that spin right now, and some enhancement to that spin could still occur as our front gets close. Even if we get no tropical development at all, we're still going to have some coastal impacts because of high pressure to the north and our developing and strengthening low to the south. That's going to create an onshore flow, a pressure gradient. The difference between those two pressure areas forces the wind. So we're going to have a lot of wind pointed right at the coastline. Gusty winds right at the coast. Really strong if you're going off the shores. If you're going deep sea fishing, for example, the fishermen are going to have a lot to deal with over the next several days. So yes, there could be some rain along the coastline. I think most of it is going to stay just off the coast. That said, the National Hurricane Center is monitoring this area. It's spinning already. It's mostly in the upper levels of the environment right now, so not giving a huge chance for short-term development. But in the next 5 days, as it goes further north and meets up with that front, there is about a 30% chance of development. And look at how this all comes together. Here comes our low, starts to deepen right in here. Same time, here's our high, and the low continues to kind of sit there and strengthen, especially when you look at that pressure gradient. Look at the compactness to those winds, as seen here by the lines of equal pressure. The more of those there are, the stronger the winds will be. So the wind forecast really gets exceptionally strong. Starting off on Wednesday, you start seeing a core of winds. Look how that blossoms and expands. The pinks to the reds, meaning anywhere from 35 to 65 mile per hour winds. And then the reds turn into the bright reds and start getting towards that 75 mile per hour threshold. Chris, all that wind over a long fetch of water also moves the waves. So the waves are going to be a big part of this story just off the coastline also.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Now for a look at your weather headlines today. And storms from the weekend, Saturday night into Sunday morning, flooded roads in northwest Arkansas. Most of the region saw between 1 and 3 inches of rain, but 5 to even 9 inches was recorded in Benton County. The flooding resulted in several water rescues that were needed as drivers found themselves stranded. And I want to show you some drone video now from here in California, Napa County. It gives you a little perspective here of the American Canyon fire. This is near Interstate 80 in Napa County, California. The grass fire started yesterday afternoon and quickly spread to about 500 acres, mostly in the hills, but close enough to homes that an evacuation advisory was issued. Firefighters, often with the help of homeowners, were able to keep the fire out of nearby subdivisions, and the fire now 60% contained. And I want to leave you right now with a look at a spectacular sight in New Mexico, the annual International Balloon Fiesta.
Try the all-new Pretzel Bacon King from Burger King. Made with flame-grilled beef, melted American cheese, crispy bacon, and crowned with our warm pretzel bun. Get your hands on the Pretzel Bacon King today, only at Burger King.
Do you have concerns about mild memory loss related to aging? Prevagen is the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Exactly. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Nice. But, what's up with your partner?
Not again. Mimo, that's your reflection. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Ready to upgrade your appliances? Today is the day for doing, because the Home Depot makes it easy to save now, compare options, and fuel your team for less. Shop hundreds of special buys like these GE laundry pairs, just $5.98 each. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Best part about football? The highlights. So Dish gives you NFL Red Zone, no extra charge. That's every touchdown from every game Sunday afternoons.
Right here, hang on.
Because we know if you miss that action, you miss all this action. And that would be an awful shame.
Dish with NFL Red Zone at no extra charge. Tuned in to you.
My grandfather had an amazing life, but Ancestry showed me so much more than I could have imagined. My grandfather was born in a shack in Pennsylvania. His father was a miner. They were immigrants from Italy. And somewhere along the way, that man changed his name and transformed himself into a successful mid-century American man. He had a whole life that I didn't know anything about. He was just my beloved grandpa.
Bring your family history to life like never before. Get started for free at Ancestry.com.
The Lexus ES. Every curve, every innovation, every feeling. A product of mastery.
Lease the 2019 ES350 for $379 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
What's up with Tammy?
She's in York mode, savoring dark chocolate and cool, refreshing peppermint.
Can someone hop on this call?
Me? Hi.
As a family, we always fly Emirates. Mum and Dad are always saying, I love the breakfast. It's the lunch for me. We both like the snacks and the evening meal. Granny always says, the crew is so lovely with, can I get you anything, madam? My uncle loves Emirates 4 with thousands of channels. Plus, I never miss a live match. And my sister, if she ever spoke to me, would say, it's a free Wi-Fi, duh. You get so much more on an Emirates flight. Even the baby would say, fly Emirates, fly better.
Hey Luke, wake up. You fell asleep again.
Why do I always fall asleep on the bus after school? Why am I so tired?
That's what we always wondered. But then he was diagnosed with narcolepsy, so he was more than tired. Narcolepsy can affect anyone, children and adults. We waited too long to take action, but you don't have to.
Visit morethantired.com now. Learn about the 5 symptoms of narcolepsy, take the narcolepsy symptom screener, and find a sleep specialist. Don't wait. Visit morethantired.com today.
This is Weather Center Live. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren here in the lab at the Weather Channel with a look at some of the big stories we're following today and will be following throughout this week. One of them is following the fall front here. Cold front's going to be moving through much of the central and eastern U.S., bringing some big changes, and with it a little bit of rough weather with some rain and even some thunderstorms. And behind this, that cooler air comes in. Out ahead of this, there's something potentially somewhat tropical we could be looking at. Showery weather along the coast, an area of possible development we could see here. And then early to late in the week, there will be significant changes. Yellow and orange, warm colors turn to these cold blue and purple colors as this cold Canadian air drops down from the north and comes into some areas that are going to be in the upper 70s with temperatures below freezing not too long after that. Big changes on the way, Mark.
Yeah, that transition season finally starting to transition.
Like in a day or two.
Instead of just staying as endless summer like it was last week. Meanwhile, take your pick of weather, and October probably has it. Just look to last week where we had winter in the Dakotas, fall in the Rockies, and summer in the Southeast and Mid-Atlantic, and springtime storms, I suppose, in parts of the Midwest. So you really never know what you're going to get day to day, season to season when it comes to the 1 month of October. Chris shows us why this month can be full of surprises.
October, the weather cool and crisp, a time for apple picking and pumpkins.
Lattes, right? You got the leaves falling, you got football, you're chill.
There's that October. There's also this one, the one that has monster storm.
And you can get things like severe weather followed by a snowstorm the next day, going from the 90s to the 30s in a really short distance. Those are the kinds of fronts that we see in October. The other thing that can happen in October is you can have a hurricane and snow happen right next to each other.
Citizens, we need you to act prudently. This is nothing to be trifled with.
Yes, hurricanes. Some of the largest and most intense hurricanes were in October. There was Sandy in 2012, which is, to date, the biggest hurricane on record in the Atlantic. It also produced 3 feet of snow. Matthew in 2016 caused miles of destruction along the east coast of Florida. And most recently, Michael, the strongest on record to hit the Florida Panhandle.
You can actually have that real summertime feel to it with a landfalling tropical cyclone. And then, of course, you can also have those nasty snowstorms that remind us that winter is, oh my gosh, unfortunately close.
There is an explanation.
Well, you got it all there in October. You got the tropics coming northward still. Even though it's not technically summer, it can still do that. And then you got the cold coming down from Canada. The extreme temperature contrast that you can get in October in close proximity to one another, and the very strong jet stream winds that naturally arise from that temperature gradient. That's what you need for those strong jet streams, and bingo, you got a big mess. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde month, really. You can think of it that way, and maybe that's an appropriate way to think of it, because Halloween is right around the corner.
And Denver is one of those cities that's going to be on borrowed time. If you love the outdoor jog and shorts and t-shirt type conditions, the next couple of days is your time to do it, because boy, oh boy, there are going to be some big changes just off the horizon, Chris.
However, if you like jogging with extra weight,
sure,
for the extra exercise, you'll have that as well. So let's remember what averages are. You take all the highs and the lows, you add them together, and you average it out. And you can get some very warm temperatures and you can get some cool temperatures. The average in Denver this time of year, 69 degrees. Well, you're going to be above average by almost 10 degrees on Wednesday at 78 degrees. And then the next day, 20s. Temperatures going to be in the 20s and slowly getting back up to 60 degrees on Saturday as that air modifies a little bit. We're going to be watching that first disturbance moving through BC and into the U.S. And early in the week, this is what's going to happen. It's going to drop down, but then by mid to late week, that cold air making it into the northern plains, then eventually into parts of Colorado and Wyoming. That's when by the end of the week, things are going to be so cold that fall front be a significant cool down. And also, for some areas, it will be a significant snowmaker as well. Boy, you're going to get a wallop here of snowfall in North Dakota. In North Dakota, 1.5 to 2 feet of snow is possible in some of these areas here in pink. So that is something that we're going to be watching and tracking here at the Weather Channel, according to one of the models. Also, the GFS model showing it a little bit more spotty. But the bottom line is this system that's coming with enough moisture in place does have at least the potential for being a big-time snowmaker. Here's Billings' forecast. And seeing 70s in snow in the same picture here. Tuesday, 71 in Billings. By Wednesday, the high staying below the freezing mark with temperatures dropping down into the teens Thursday morning. Rapid City, South Dakota. You see these snowflakes going sideways? That means there's going to be a wind component, and it's that time of year too when we see the snow falling in the plains and blowing in the plains too. Things can get very dangerous very quickly on the roadway. So be careful if you have any plans to travel through the Dakotas and Montana, and in fact Wyoming, Colorado as well in the coming days. Here's Bismarck, also going to see some very cold temperatures and some snow.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
That's wonderful news.
Home insurance trusted by more people than any other. State Farm.
This is the Little Flower Soap Company, a small business on Amazon.
I'm Holly.
I'm Justin.
This is their beautiful, luscious, flower-filled soap. These are their employees.
And we're hiring.
This is their lavender field. It's still growing. This is the worst smelling thing in their office. More than half of everything sold on Amazon stores worldwide comes from small and medium-sized businesses, like the Little Flower Soap Company.
Here's a good Halloween trick. Buy a bunch of Reese's. There you go. Turn off all the lights in your house. Yeah. And then just don't answer the door. Not sorry, Reese's.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value.